Hi, everyone. It's great to be here today and good to be in front of an in-person audience. And also good to always see some familiar faces in the audience. So today I'm going to talk to you about the source of truth for every property in the United States. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the important elements of creating such a solution and why those are hard to get right. And then I'm going to talk through how Ecopia is solving those challenges to create the preeminent property solution for the entire US. So we'll start by talking about Ecopia's vision, and that's to create a digital source of truth for the physical world. And what I mean by that is taking every source of geospatial data that we can access, everything from satellites, airplanes, street view vehicles, tax assessor records, even looking at information collected by homeowners, putting that into a computer, mining it with artificial intelligence, and outputting a digital representation of the real world. So it's a bold vision. Why do we think we can pull this off? Well, we've actually been building towards this vision for nearly a decade, creating highly accurate, large-scale proprietary data sets around the world. We now have hundreds of customers across over 100 countries around the world, and our track record includes creating the first complete map of all of Australia, creating the first complete map of every building in the United States, and this is what formed the foundation of the offering I'm talking about today. The most comprehensive map of every building, road, and tree across the entirety of sub-Saharan Africa, and the most comprehensive 3D map of all of Italy. And the clients that we have licensing these maps include federal governments, defense and intelligence agencies, large telecommunications providers, and global NGOs. And it's through these relationships that we've really come to realize the value and importance of highly accurate geospatial data at a large scale. So it's through these learnings that we're now entering the insurance industry and have had immediate traction with nearly half of the top 100 US P&C carriers. And this is what we're building towards, the preeminent property attribute solution for the entire US. The most accurate, comprehensive, up-to-date solution offered at a price point that not only makes sense for claims, but also for underwriting and ongoing analytics. So to best explain the value of this, it's good to talk through the important elements of any property attribute solution. First is comprehensiveness. And I'm going to talk through each of them and why they're difficult to get right. So comprehensiveness, the reality is that there's no single data set that will give you all the property attributes that you require. So you're left to then cross-reference different data sets and blend them, which is a very hard challenge. So for example, if you consider cross-referencing what you see in an aerial image with what you see in a street view image, matching that to the correct address, and then further cross-referencing that with other text-based databases such as real estate information or tax assessor records, which may actually offer a conflicting opinion of certain attributes, and doing that across the entire nation, each of the 173 million buildings that we've mapped across the nation, it's very challenging. The second important element to get right is accuracy at scale. So if we talk through the different elements of property information and how those are collected, on one hand, you have things that are collected manually. Talk about certain roof reports, for example, collected from geospatial imagery, and then you have a human manually outline the contours of the roof. That's very accurate, but it doesn't scale. You can't do that for every property across the entire United States. On the other end of the spectrum, you have sort of out-of-the-box AI solutions that can be run across the entire nation, but offer unstable accuracy. You're not quite sure what you're getting. And then the third important element is what we call nationwide updating. And this comes down to the question of what constitutes an update. So if we think about all of the buildings in the United States, 173 million, if I update a handful of those, or say I update certain cities, does that constitute an update? So it's important to make sure that all the data that you're receiving is up to date and best represents reality. Now I'll talk through how Ecopia is solving those solutions. First, to ensure comprehensiveness, we're leveraging a countrywide multi-source fusion technology to accurately match and merge multiple data sets, ensuring that we have the most comprehensive property attributes across each of the 173 million buildings of the United States. Second, to ensure accuracy at scale, we're leveraging a highly accurate feature extraction technology developed through a decade of R&D that's capable of generating highly precise geometry and property attributes across the entire nation. And third, to ensure nationwide regular updates, we're leveraging a change detection-based multi-source updating approach to ensure that the entire nation is kept up to date and best represents reality at any given point in time. Now, bringing that all together, in summary, Ecopia is building upon a decade of experience in geospatial and AI to create the preeminent property solution for the United States. And this will be ready starting early 2022. Thank you very much for the time today. We're over here at booth 348 and hope to speak with some of you further soon.